What's good, peeps? It's your boy Eduard Todor. No story today, no Sunday story, whatever, but this is a new installment of the new game show called Can Penn and Teller Fool Penn and Teller? Yep, I make my own sound effects. If you need any professional sound effects, give me a ring. You feel me? I desperately need the money. So, but yeah, let's react to this and see what's happening. All right, sounds like an interesting idea for an act or whatever they're doing for a trick. So let's take a look, and I'll tell you what I think. 3, 2, 1, play.
40 years, but they're taking on their biggest challenge tonight, trying to fool Penn and Teller. Here's Penn and Teller.
All right, let's see.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh, we are Penn, Teller. We are such big fans of you guys. We just love you. You've been an inspiration our whole lives. We just adore you. We're going to do a trick for you. Hope we fool you. Allison, can you come over here and join us? Please, come over here. Sit down here. We're going to make you a little magician. Hello. Just make yourself comfortable right here, Allison. I have here a deck of cards here, Allison, and I want you to watch as I give them a perfectly normal shuffle. There we go. And I'm just going to
they're poking fun at all the...
Allison, you just say stop.
Stop!
Oh, yeah, nicely done. Take a look at that card, Allison. Take a look at it.
They're poking fun at all the magicians.
Okay. If you would please, Allison, just write your name right across the face of the card. Near the center. Right near the center.
They're trying to like
write
fake
your name
moves.
real big across.
Okay.
That's so funny.
Okay.
You can trust us. We're not looking here. If you bust us on looking here, you lose. Okay?
And he looks
right across there.
right after that.
And I'm going to have you do something that might, watch this carefully. I'm going to have you put that anywhere you want in the deck. Just put it anywhere you want in the deck. Anywhere you want in the deck. And I know you're not a tremendous shuffler, but do your best. Shuffle them up a little bit. Make sure it's lost there in the deck. Because you're going to do the whole trick here, Allison. You're going to do the whole trick. So give a good shuffle so you know it's lost there. And you remember your card,
Oh, all right. She worked on her riffle.
Yes.
Good. That's
Riffle
important.
shuffle a little
Just
bit.
write your name on it.
From last time I saw her.
Okay, here's what you're going to do. What you're going to do is
This was a while ago, so probably...
you give the cards a single cut. You know what a single cut is, right? Single cut. Then you're going to just give them a riffle toward the muffin. That's what you're going to do. Muffin. I did touch it, but I didn't do it. See, my hand's empty. I just touched a little riffle like that. Can you do that? Can you do that?
Yes.
There's no shuffling anything involved. Okay, give them a single cut.
Okay,
Single cut. Single cut.
Interesting.
Complete the cut. And now, riffle them toward the muffin.
Okay.
Riffle them toward the muffin.
Riffle.
Nicely done. And now, you've moved it over there. Look through and see if you find your card. You can turn them over if you want or spread them out, whatever you want. But I don't know what the name of your card is, but you have your name on it. Can you find your card in there, Allison?
No.
Nowhere in the deck?
No.
I wonder why they
In that
didn't
case, Allison,
choose
the trick is
Teller
working
to be on the left.
perfectly.
I feel like that would have been better.
That muffin
Maybe.
to Teller.
Okay.
Feed the muffin to Teller.
I'm going to take the paper off.
How kind of you to unwrap it. That's so
Well,
nice.
yeah, of course.
You're kinder to him. Feed the muffin.
Hi,
Feed
buddy.
Teller the muffin.
Hi.
Feed Teller the muffin.
There you go.
Here we go. Watch carefully, Allison. What was the name of your card?
The four of clubs, I believe.
You four
Yes.
of clubs.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Allison, you also had that sign, didn't you?
Wow, that's an interesting
Right there.
idea.
And hold that
The fact that he doesn't talk,
Four of clubs. There it is right there.
that fact they use the fact that he doesn't talk in that act. That's very cool. Like they use it as an actual method.
You certainly fooled me. Now let's see if you can fool Penn and Teller. All right, let's see.
Are
what
they
they
really
have
gonna
to
go
say.
through the whole thing?
I'll just. So how old were you when you started magic? 5. Okay. Well, you're very good. Do you think you have a chance at fooling Penn and Teller? Oh, fingers crossed.
Are they really gonna go through
All
this whole
right,
thing?
well,
Oh my
let's see what they have to
god.
say. Okay. Penn, Teller.
I got to tell you one thing. Out of all 3 seasons, every act we've seen, this is our favorite act so far.
Alright. I get it.
You guys are tremendous. So good, so good. It's the card to the mouth, which is a classic trick. We've all seen the card to the mouth. We know how that works, but you had the card signed. So we know it's the same card to the mouth. Makes it much, much more difficult. That was a beautiful thing. But I want to say, as much as we love this act, and we do love this act, and I love you guys so much, I love the fact that you're silent.
Hey, that's what I
You
said.
don't speak during the show.
I mean, of
There's
course,
a few
everyone
reasons
knows.
you don't speak during the show, isn't there? I mean, there's comedic reasons, of course, and there's also character reasons. But in this particular trick, the fact that you didn't speak made the trick work a little better. Now, I also want to tell you something else. Not talking from the top was very important, but also it was done rather quickly, wasn't it? You did all your moves rather quickly. You were moving fairly fast. You were moving like Quicksilver. You were moving like Mercury, like maybe in your left hand.
Are they really
so
going?
quickly, there was a Mercury fold, maybe? Do you think you have any idea? Is there any idea how you did that?
Are you
Those things give you some hint. I'm speaking in code, so I won't break it, but does that give you a hint of how we did it?
They really went through the whole code wording and stuff? Come on, son.
No. Do you understand everything he's
There
saying?
have never been two better minds in magic.
Oh, man, this is funny. Alright, you see, this is what I'm talking about, man. Penn and Teller are so focused on the presentation that's hilarious. That is funny. So Penn and Teller, like, this is why they're big, man. This is why they're big. They're so focused on the presentation of a trick. They're so focused on the actual performance aspect, their entertainment. They don't even give a shit about the trick. Like, they'll reveal it. Like, I mean, that wasn't a reveal. It was speaking code. I mean, he gave away a bit too much. I feel like a quick Google search would kind of explain everything. But the point is, like, the fact that they did this whole trick and kind of like in a self-aware way where they're like, yeah, we know this is how this show goes and this is da-da-da, and then they kind of made fun of themselves, and you know what I mean? They like literally poked fun at their own show, which is so self-aware, and it's so fun and entertaining. But that's what they did as part of an act that they're doing on the show. You know what I mean? So this is what I'm talking about, man. Like, when it comes down to, like, a lot of magicians, they're not self-aware. You know, they see themselves like up here, and they're like lost in their own bubble, and everyone's like, this guy's a bit weird, or you know what I'm saying? Like, people, like, you can't lose your touch. You cannot lose your touch. You know, the thing that made you come up on the scene is probably the self-awareness to figure out, okay, where do I fit in, where do I not fit in, da-da-da. But once you get to a certain level, I feel like people lose that, you know? And to kind of bring it back and just poke fun at yourself is really good. I like that. Now, again, you know, it was actually a really interesting idea, because the fact that Teller never speaks gives you a lot more options with things that you can do. Especially with things in your mouth, because you wouldn't have an idea of when it was introduced in your mouth, right? Like, anyone that was speaking, if they stopped speaking, you'd be like, why they're not speaking? And then you would backtrack and be like, okay, so that's where the card entered his mouth or whatever. Whereas if you never speak, then you can't really know when the card was in and when it wasn't. So it's kind of an interesting idea, you know. And then he literally called it out, you know, like, which is again self-awareness, and it's also like, as I said, it's that dynamic of not being above your audience, you know. And I think it's so important in modern age of magic, like, you know, not thinking that your audience is stupid, you know, because even a non-magician would be like, well, okay, he doesn't speak, so, you know, and then you calling out the fact that the exact thing that people might be thinking makes it funny and makes, you know, gives it that comic release. Like, oh, okay, they don't really give a shit, you know. Oh, okay, it's just for fun. Oh, okay, you know. So it's no longer about whether or not he fooled you, even if he did. It's more about the presentation and how funny it was and all that stuff. So again, presentation over everything. I strongly believe in that. I think there's some kind of styles of magic, but even that are magic oriented and that just fool you, and like that's the whole point of them. But even those acts are very presentation oriented. Like, I'm thinking like Shin Lim. I'm thinking Hector Mancha. I mean, these are guys that I've seen recently live, so I know that's why I'm bringing them up. But like, I mean, Hector's act is so presentation oriented. It will fool the shit out of you. He's like producing cards with open fingers and shit. He'll fool the shit out of you. But it's still like funny, and it still has his character behind it. And you know, he does this whole thing where he kind of claps and music starts, and he stops it and he starts it again. And you know, it's this whole game he's playing on stage. Shin Lim, he does this self-aware thing where he's all constantly doing his hair, and people like in the audience are laughing about it because it's so ridiculous. But he understands that that's the funny part, you know, and he takes it so seriously that it's almost in a self-aware way, you know. He's like, he comes on stage and he just eyes everyone really intensely. He does his hair, you know, and everyone's like, ha, you know, this is hilarious, you know. And then he goes and starts doing his magic and stuff, and it just, you know, it's so visual and all that stuff. But again, you know, it's presentation. If you just had a deck that changes color and that's his whole act, you know, it wouldn't probably be as big as he is, you know. But the fact that he's presenting it in the way, but you know, then again, it's like you have that really, really high visual magic that fools the shit out of you, and you have Penn and Teller that like sometimes do the simplest stuff with really great presentation, you know. So, and it's like, you know, Penn and Teller have their own show and shit. Like presentation is what matters, and this is something that I'm actively working on, you know, thinking of ways to present my magic in different ways, and it's, you know, it's definitely a creative challenge, but yeah, hopefully we'll all make it. So that's about it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, it helps me a lot. Let's try to get, I don't know, YouTubers nowadays are like trying to get, like, put a challenge for their viewers, like, oh, let's try to get, you know, 30 likes, man. For 30 likes, like, listen, let's go for 200, and then you know, if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Let's see what happens, you know. 200 likes. Can we smash that like button for 200 likes? Okay, no, I won't go there. But anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, definitely hit that subscribe button. I do daily videos. Yeah, follow me on all the social media platforms. All the links are down below. As always, mad respect, much love, stay lit, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!